This is the whole effing show, Rob Van Dam. You're listening to, you know it, that's right, another wrestling podcast.
It's time for another wrestling podcast.
All right. Welcome to another wrestling podcast. I'm Credo, your mark of marks. This is episode 195 on our way to 200.
So it's going to be a fun journey to 200. I cannot wait. And I'm Minority Mike, by the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the social assassin, Angry Cooter at your disposal, bitches.
There you go. Guys, on our way, we're going to have on the show today Hale Collins returning, Poughkeepsie native. He's got some big matches this summer for Northeast Wrestling, and especially a championship match happening in August, so we'll talk to him a little bit about that. Guys, though, a lot of stuff's happening. We're on our way to 200 episodes. We're going to get there. We're going to see what happens when we get to 200. Will the world change for AWP? What will happen? What will we do with the show? I don't know. Stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of stuff happening.
We're going to get a $1 billion deal.
$1 billion. We're going to get signed. We're going to be signed, become famous. You're going to have to pay for this episode pretty soon. You're going to have to listen. You're going to pay your money for us.
Oh, we're going to have to do live reads. We're going to have all sorts of fucking sponsors. We're
going to be doing live shows.
Who would
Can you imagine if we could get... I know exactly who would sponsor us. We could get the plastic surgeon who did Charlotte Flair's first hit job. Yeah, that'll sell a lot.
There you go. Oh, man. Well, anyway, guys, the journey's been great. We've been doing a lot of different stuff. We had some lazy episodes, some good episodes, some great episodes. A lot of craziness, a lot of shit-talking, a lot of James Ellsworth mentioning, a lot of crap, a lot of list-making, a lot of fun stuff. But either way, we're climbing.
When we hit 200, Credo, I will be at 75 episodes.
Wow, look at that. Your
My
75th
debut was 125 with Jamie Dundee. And what a ride it's been ever since the Angry One has come onto the scene, bitches.
Wow, well, we'll have to do a little history lesson on episode 200 maybe. Maybe we'll have some blasts of the past. I don't know, we'll think of something. 200's gotta ring in with a big bang. I don't know. But guys, we're talking wrestling today. We're going to talk a little bit about everything. Extreme Rules is this weekend, but whatever. We'll mention something about it. I think the biggest thing we didn't get a chance to talk to about last week was the whole Brock Lesnar episode. Now, guys, the one biggest thing is that fans are upset. They don't have a champion in WWE right now or for Raw. They don't have the Universal Champion. Brock's not around. Who's he going to wrestle? They can't even set up a match for him. They 1 week they announce the number one contender, and the next week they change it because they don't know when that's even going to ever happen. But Brock Lesnar's visiting the UFC trying to set up another match this year. What are your thoughts on this? Because does he have a chance? Is he going to win? Is he even going to make it to the fight and pass the drug test? Mike, you're the MMA guy. You guys know more about MMA than I do. So what were your thoughts on this? Because, hell, after that promo, I want to hear him do promos from now on. No more Paul Heyman. I want to see a true curse-filled promo by Brock. But what do you guys, what's going on with this?
Yeah, you know what? I think when it comes to that, I mean, that's money right there for the UFC. Everyone's like, oh, it's becoming pro wrestling. It's all predetermined. Like, first of all, let me just correct people. MMA world is not predetermined. What Daniel Cormier did was exactly what he should have did. It was call out Brock Lesnar, who is a big money fight. He did the right thing. You don't call out Lesnar a couple days after the fight. You don't do it a couple months. You do it when the iron is hot. Lesnar showed up to the UFC that night with intentions. I think Lesnar's intentions was to call out whoever won that fight. But DC beat him to it. All the names that Lesnar said in his little promo, from Ngannou to Stipe, he is not beating those guys. It is not happening. Lesnar does not stand a chance. I don't even think he could beat Cormier. I don't. I really don't. I think Cormier will outbox him. Lesnar does not like to get hit. Lesnar can't even be the top 10 guy unless, he's on the juice, but we won't go there. Does he deserve a title shot? No, absolutely not. He's not even ranked in the top 10. He definitely doesn't. But I understand it. It's business. And the UFC, in my opinion, I honestly think they're hurting financially. They lost Ronda. They lost Conor. Are they building future stars? Yeah, but the future is not now. They need something now. I mean, a $4 billion sale, these guys are trying to recoup their money quickly. So a fight with Lesnar versus DC, I think is best for business. I don't think it's deserving, but the UFC needs a guy who's going to make people buy $75 of a pay-per-view. They need a name on there. Is Lesnar going to win? No, absolutely not. And people were like, oh, why don't Lesnar get a tune-up fight beforehand? No, absolutely not. Because that will hurt them financially. Because if they put him in there against, just say, a Stipe or an Ngannou, he's not making it out of that fight, and that ruins a big money fight with Cormier. So, I mean, and people are bitching and complaining, but then you got to look at it this way. You know, Ronda, her second match was a title match, excuse me. And they did that. I didn't think she deserved it. People are crying about it, but I understand it because it's business. They got to make their money. Lesnar, he's got to really chill out with that shit. I mean, I thought it was great. Don't get me wrong. The entertainment aspect, they need that entertainment aspect. I mean, boxing has been doing it for years. People just haven't paid attention because, you know, now the WWE is involved. And I don't think this benefits the WWE at all. I think it benefits the UFC more than anything. If Lesnar goes in there and loses to anybody, it devalues the WWE because they're building this guy up as a monster who is a prime fighter. But when you put him in there with a guy who can actually fight, it makes them look bad. And the UFC is a win-win for them because regardless, they're going to get paid. They're making a lot of money.
No, sure. Now, Cooter, you know, former UFC bantamweight champion Dominic Cruz recently appeared on the Scott and BR show, and he said, end quote, if he makes it to the fight with Cormier, I'd be shocked. And I just mean that because the USADA is the toughest anti-doping system there is on planet Earth, and that guy is absolutely doping, period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And if he's not been in mixed martial arts, so of course he's been doing that stuff. So how they're going to get him to be clean on fight night is beyond me, end quote. That's what he has to say. Do you think... because the last time they had that fight, he was found guilty, whatever. They fined him. But now, do you think he's going to make it? Is he doping?
I don't care if he's doping, first of all. And I don't give a fuck what somebody like Dominic Cruz with his crooked little leg has anything to say about anybody. All right? Fucking enough with the Dominic Cruz. It's another guy who's trying to run his mouth. And he's a fighter who's past his prime and aged now.
Dominic Cruz is an analyst now.
Exactly. Stop talking.
That's his job. He has to talk.
I hate that shit. All right? You're fucking acting like he's still a tough guy. You're not a tough guy anymore. Stop it. You can probably whoop my ass, but that's besides the point. I want to agree with Mike, and I want to disagree with Mike at the same time. Because Lesnar is absolutely right. If you watch the Ngannou and Lewis fight, that was the shittiest fucking heavyweight fight I think I've ever
definitely
seen.
Was.
It was garbage.
And
honestly, I was really looking forward to that fight because Lewis is a fucking animal and Ngannou is pure power. And when these two fucking behemoths got up in there, it was a snooze fest. So he's right. Stipe, I don't know what the fuck happened to Stipe in that fight, but he was right. He looked like shit in that fight. You got beat up by Daniel Cormier, who's not a slouch. I'm not going to take anything away from him, but he is a smaller heavyweight. Not necessarily weight-wise, but height-wise and size-wise. Stipe should have fucking pounded him to death. Cormier's a great boxer. He's one of the best well-rounded fighters that division has. But let's be honest, he's been fighting at light heavyweight. This mirrors Lesnar's first UFC run, where he's fighting a heavyweight champion who's been basically fighting at light heavyweight until he beat up on fucking Tim Sylvian and won the heavyweight title. Now, he's a great wrestler. Randy Couture was a great wrestler. Randy Couture also had great hands. I mean, Randy Couture was no slouch, but Brock Lesnar's size dwarfed Randy Couture. When you saw them in the cage together, he dwarfed DC.
That was Couture out of his prime, though.
What you think? How much older was Randy Couture? What, maybe 4 years older?
Couture fought that fight at, I believe, 43. 44.
All right, it's a 5-year difference.
And he weighed in at 225.
But he also came off two great fucking victories. Also, there was that long, there was a long wait after the second fight against Gabriel Gonzaga because they had the contract dispute. So that was what, maybe a year?
Probably.
Maybe a little less about that. But even still, I mean, he had fights after that where he was top notch. You know, I mean, so, you know, and DC is an aged fighter as well. I mean, it's an interesting matchup. And can DC outbox Lesnar? Of course he can. Is he a great wrestler? Yeah, but dude, somebody like Brock and his size, is he going to be able to out-wrestle that? I don't know. And that might be the difference, and the size might be the difference. I give Brock a puncher's chance.
All right, well,
everybody's got that.
Well, Mike, you said if Brock goes there, you know, loses, it looks bad for the WWE, right? So from now till then, do we get the Universal Championship off of Brock Lesnar?
I think that's the best thing to do. I mean, obviously, we all understand that Lesnar, I mean, he found what he wants to do. He went in the ring, in the cage at UFC 226, and he pretty much called out the heavyweight division. I don't think he wants to be a part of the WWE. I mean, like, we've been hearing rumors that he's not going to be defending at SummerSlam. I think the best thing for the WWE to do is put him in a match where he can job out and give the title up, or just, you know, strip him of the belt and just let's do something with this. Like, make that belt great again without Lesnar, and let Lesnar go to the UFC where he can make $5 million to just get his ass whooped. Trust me, if I can make $5 million, I will go get my ass whooped every night.
If I'm Vince McMahon, I'm embarrassing the shit out of Brock Lesnar, and I'm making him drop the title to fucking James Ellsworth on a main event taping, okay? Just for the network. He's not going to be on TV. It's going to be main event on the network and lose it to James Ellsworth. That's what I would do. I'm tired. Like, and you know what? You guys know I've been a big supporter. I've been a big fan of Brock Lesnar. But this last run, dude, it's fucking July, bro. We have not seen him since, what, March?
I haven't seen him since the Credo's favorite event, the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That was the last time we saw Lesnar.
A week or two after Mania, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple weeks after Mania.
Yeah, but that was March. Yeah, like, fuck off.
No, not March. You're going the other way. It's probably end of April. March.
Yeah, there was 2 in 1 month. Yeah, I think it was. They're both in the same month, I believe.
They're in the same month, dude.
So it's crazy, but I mean, what about? How about Braun Strowman, for the guy who's carrying the fucking thing that has nothing to do? He can't even fucking cash it in, and he has the gimmick, fucking Money in the Bank, for the show where the guy's never on. It's like, how bad do you feel for Braun Strowman to wear?
I saw the greatest
meme.
Do? I saw the greatest meme. It was a picture of Lesnar in the octagon calling out Cormier and all them. And then all of a sudden, next to him is Lesnar, or not Lesnar, I'm sorry, next to him is Braun Strowman with the fucking briefcase trying to cash in right there at the UFC event. I have to find this meme because it's actually pretty fucking funny.
Oh, you know, they could do something actually really cool with that, because Lesnar is never there. What if Braun Strowman just walked in the ring and says, all right, I have a title contract that I can have at any place, anytime. Well, I want it right here and right now. Brock Lesnar's not here. Oh, he loses by forfeit. The champion should be there. And it could be this giant controversy, and it could be a way where, hell, you know, we get the belt on Braun Strowman, and we have some controversy, and that might help with the shitty fucking storylines that we've been forced to listen to on Raw.
What if, you know, like you just said, like that happens, and freaking Angle comes out and tries to call it off? Like, now I'm fantasy booking right here, guys. What if he just every night just came out and called out Lesnar, and he just didn't come, and finally Angle comes out and says, what the hell are you doing? Like, you know, just fucking all of a sudden, freaking Braun whips out his own title and says, you know what, here's your briefcase, our champion isn't here, so I'm going to be the champion. And he starts defending that belt as if it wasn't the actual Universal title. I mean, he's defending it against everybody. And he's going through even the guys who held that Universal title, he's defending it against. And then maybe Lesnar does come back and he has his Universal title. And later on, I mean, you could do something like that. I mean, they've been building up Braun to be this, like, you know, guy who just doesn't give a fuck. What if he just brought He just gave Angle the briefcase. Here you go. I'm just gonna walk around with this now, and it has his own title. Angle's like, you didn't win that title. He's like, I won this briefcase. I just cashed in. I have no champion. I'm your champion now.
I love it because I mean you could even pull off the IC title versus IC title, Razor Ramon HBK, to where who's the real Universal Champion? Title versus title, to where if Braun then does win, he's the official Universal Champion.
The thing was that if Braun were to do that, just say the night after SummerSlam, if Lesnar's not there, and you give him like his Universal title. And then even though it has no value to it technically because he didn't technically beat the champion, he's defending it for months, acting as he's the champion.
It doesn't even have to be the Universal. It could be the World Heavyweight title. And you know what would be fucking cool if what they would do for a great storyline? It's like, okay, all of a sudden Brock Lesnar comes back and says, all right, I'm ready to defend my title. And nobody wants to challenge him for it because nobody cares. Like, no, but honestly, it'd be like, well, who's going to... No, we don't care about that title. No, nobody's up for it. Like, Angle's like, all right, you have a heavyweight title match against, Brock Lesnar for the Universal title. And then whoever he says it to, like, Roman Reigns, like, yeah, no thanks. I'd rather go after, like, Braun, like a fighting champion or whatever. Just piss Brock off. Because that would make for, like, a great story. And then all of a sudden, you have Brock hunting the champion for a change. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be incredible booking.
I love it, guys. Well, enough about Brock. We talked more about him than he's actually been around this year. So let's get right into the week that was. Guys, breaking news. We just found out Ring of Honor and New Japan are actually going to be live from Madison Square Garden. The G1 Supercard is going to happen at Madison Square Garden April 6, 2019. Yes, that is WrestleMania weekend, guys. We heard some rumors that Ring of Honor is going to have a show at MSG, then something Vince banned them from, which obviously now is bullshit because we're getting this on WrestleMania weekend during Hall of Fame night. So, guys, what do you think about this? New Japan and Ring of Honor. That could be a pretty sold-out show for MSG. Do we finally have competition for the WWE, or what do you think about this weekend? Is everybody going to skip the Hall of Fame and go to this?
Let me put it to you this way. This is a big fuck you from Madison Square Garden to Vince McMahon. At least that's what it seems like. Because for the past 4 years, you've had your major summer pay-per-view at the Barclays Center. And from what I'm understanding, your Hall of Fame and Raw, SmackDown, everything is being done from the Barclays Center. If I could be wrong, but that's what I've been reading. That's what's rumored to be happening. So it's like, why wouldn't the Garden book? I mean, what would you rather go to, Madison Square Garden or Barclays? Because for me, fucking Madison Square Garden is much easier to get to as a fan. It's a fucking bus ride away from any hotel that's around fucking MetLife Stadium. It's a 20-minute bus ride. But Barclays, you got to go the other side. It sucks, dude. Yep. And it's like, of course they want to get in on the action. That's what WrestleMania brings to whatever host city it's in. It fills arenas in small. Like, you would have thought that they would be doing something in Manhattan Center, like Ring of Honor. But you add stars from New Japan and you have this giant supercard. You need a building like Madison Square Garden, and I guarantee you that sells out. Especially with it's a direct effect from the all-in fucking sellout, guaranteed. So this is a big fuck you, and it's like, Vince, you don't want to do business with us. There are plenty of other companies who are willing to do business with us. So adios, motherfucker. We'll give you some competition.
Here's my question, Credo. You might actually be able to answer this. I've always wondered, like, how come they don't run more live events, like televised events at the Garden? It's always house shows. It's never televised. Is there a difference between the rent if you're televised rather than house shows? Like, I don't understand that, because you got the world's most famous arena and you're just doing nothing but house shows. I don't even know when the last time they did an actual live event. And I'm not talking about the network special they did, was it 2 years ago with the so-called main event was Lesnar versus Big Show. I'm talking about like an actual Raw or pay-per-view. Like, what makes it that they don't do live events there anymore?
No, yeah, there could be a few factors with that, to where, A, it could be don't quote me. I mean, I'm just throwing out ideas, but just off the top of my head, it could be like a union thing to where they can't film in there because of certain reasons. That's probably not the reason, but I'm just, another reason is it does probably cost double for how big of a place it is. Probably MSG could say, yeah, you could film here, but you have to pay X amount of this for this tax or whatever kind of thing. You know what I mean? So it could be a money factor, it could be a working factor. But I remember growing up in the day and coming back from high school to where I'd come home, put on the MSG channel and watch like house shows or old WWE shows. And it was great, but yeah, they don't do it anymore, and
they would have no commentary on them. I remember, and I wouldn't care.
Yeah, you just have to watch the match. I don't fucking need somebody talking me through it. Just put on I just want to watch it, and it was great. And I can't believe in this day and age of networks and YouTube that they don't even take advantage of that, because they could put sponsors all over the fucking screen and get money for that, and you don't even have to have one person even talk. So that it's weird. It's something's fishy. Somebody doesn't want to sign this, or it costs this amount of money, but nobody wants to meet halfway and do it. So it blows my mind. Yeah, especially
it's
being the biggest
definitely
arena.
a money thing. I mean, you look at what some of these historic buildings like. Listen, Barclays is a beautiful arena. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's a little steep, especially if you're up in the nosebleed seats. But I mean, I think Madison Square Garden is just so obsessed with the thought that it's Madison Square Garden that they can get away with charging a ridiculous rent for the night. And Vince has been doing this whole cost-cutting thing. And again, maybe you're right. It has to do with more money for a televised thing or a network special. I mean, Credo, you just blew my mind when you were talking about that MSG channel shit. Because I'm thinking like 91 or 92, I remember turning it on. Yeah. And it's a tag team match. And it's Hogan and Flair. Hogan and Piper tagging together one night only. And I remember them like on like Challenge or Superstars, like hyping this fucking card up.
Yeah.
And it was Hogan and Piper versus Flair and Sid Justice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember
and I wanted to go so bad my dad wouldn't take me, but I think I saw it on MSG like 2 months later. It was like the greatest thing ever with no commentary.
Now,
you ever watch those MSG house shows on MSG, and notice how like Hogan never closed out those shows. He was always like before intermission or right after intermission, and then once Hogan came out there and did his match, then they would continue on with other matches. Anybody else ever notice that? Because I definitely picked up on that a lot. And they actually discussed it, but they didn't explain the reason why on Bruce Pritchard's podcast. That Hogan, like those MSG shows that you watch on TV, Hogan would never close the show. It's a house show. He would always come on either before intermission or right after.
Huh, I don't remember that, but it's an interesting thing to check out. But guys, we talked about this before the show, though. We're like, okay, well, if this is happening the same night as the Hall of Fame, well, what does one wrestling fan do? Because, I mean, one choice is, go to Ring of Honor, New Japan. This is like a once in a lifetime event, kinda, in a way, for them. I mean, sure, more is going to happen, but it's still one of the first biggest places they've gone, in a way. So that's a really good thing to go to. But okay, now if you're a WWE mark, you want to go to the Hall of Fame, but if you're sitting on the fence, who's going to be the headliner, or who's going to be in that Hall of Fame that's going to like make you go to the Hall of Fame over the Garden show? You know what I mean? I know there's going to be a lot of fans in town that it's probably going to be split, but come on. Who's going to the Hall of Fame? Someone's like, who do you put in there to like counter that?
I'll say if I had a choice between going to the ROH show and going to the Hall of Fame, I'm going to ROH show. And one of the main reasons is, you guys remember Goldberg's speech? Ugh. And the beginning of the speech, he's like, I'm not going to keep you guys here that long. I'm going to make it quick. And then like 40 minutes later, he's still fucking talking. And then that's not even including all the other speeches. I'll watch the Hall of Fame on TV. I'm not trying to sit in an arena to hear these guys talk an hour apiece. Like, it drives me nuts, let alone that you have to sit at MetLife Stadium for like 12 hours a couple days later. So I'm not trying to stay still. You could, for the length of the Hall of Fame, you could probably hit up 2 indie shows.
Oh, yeah, easily. I mean,
I go to ROH.
what did that start when we? Because I know I went for Bruno's induction, and we talked about this. That was like the worst day ever because I remember taking a bus ride over from Jersey because I was at a hotel by MetLife. Took the bus to the Port Authority and walked over to the Garden in my cheap ass suit. And I think we got there at like 7, and I don't think we got out until like after 11. And that was the year where Bruno, Foley, Trish Stratus. It was a good lineup. So I was okay with it, but at the same time, it's just like some of these speeches were just so long and drawn out. I mean, Bob Backlund was there. That was probably the most entertaining part of the fucking night, where he was yelling at Triple H for why Colt Cabana should have a job in WWE. It was the funniest shit ever. And if you watch it on the network, I think they cut that whole part out.
Yeah.
But and it was also the year that they had that stupid fucking song that they were playing every. Living in the Hall of Fame. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but I think ROH and New Japan, I think they picked the perfect night because, like, what you and I are freaking groaning over is the length of it. A lot of fans are probably doing the same thing. So you're giving them another option that night to do something big.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know a lot of fans will probably be like, hey, I'll, like me, myself, we'll watch the Hall of Fame tomorrow morning on TV. I'm going to this ROH event because it seems like it's a bigger deal for me.
All right, well, how about this? Throw you on the spot. Pick one name off the top of your head. Who is going to be inducted that weekend just to kind of counter this show to get more people there?
That's easy. If you had one person to draw, now personally, even if he was there, I would still go to the Ring of Honor show if I had my choice. But if you inducted The Rock, that would draw fans. It would.
It's a good
The
one.
Rock in Brooklyn would draw fans. Or, I mean, that would be number one. Number two, you finally put Triple H in there. Or The Undertaker.
You know what?
Huh?
I would say, and this will probably never happen, but, I mean, granted, just if they were doing the Hall of Fame again at the Garden, we'd do Vince McMahon. Have someone induct him if it was at the Garden. But it's not going to be at the Garden. It's going to be at Barclays. So, I mean, The Rock is a big name. I mean, I if his schedule allows it, I think that would be a draw. But then you got to remember, The Rock's going to go up there and talk forever. You know how long his fucking entrance is. Remember his entrance at WrestleMania in Dallas? It took him like a half hour just to get to the ring. He was lighting shit on fire.
I'm actually okay with The Rock talking forever because he's entertaining.
I was going to go there, but the only thing is it's actually going to be entertaining. It's not going to be like, Goldberg.
Yeah.
Going up there.
Or Austin's speech. Like, all right, if we had to pick a top 3 worst speeches ever that you've heard from a Hall of Fame.
Let's get into that another time because we can go for a while. We got some news.
Another good
to cover.
topic. I love it. The worst of the Hall of Fame. Well, either way, I think a Taker, Triple H, or McMahon, or The Rock. I'm telling you though, I guarantee you this Hall of Fame class is going to be stacked just because of that, and then they're going to have like a one-off name in there like Taz or Tommy Dreamer or something just to be like whatever.
Yeah, New York guy, yeah.
Just to carry it over. But anyway, a lot of other things are happening, guys. I tried to scour the dirt sheets to talk about different news on this page, and, well, I guess we were kind of had a little bit because the whole thing we talked about, Lars Sullivan's broken jaw, is apparently just another storyline angle, whatever. That's what happens when we try to look on dirt sheets for news, but just to reiterate, let everybody know about that. Now, earlier this week, too, the 70th annual Emmy nominations were announced. And although WWE tried to earn the nominations for their WWE 24 Empowerment or whatever, the Andre the Giant documentary, Total Divas, Total Bellas, WrestleMania 34, Raw, and all this other stuff, they had a big event. It was called For Your Consideration, where they just try to show people out there to vote for them, but they were not voted. It's kind of a bummer. It's kind of sad because they definitely spent a lot of money to show people that, hey, we wanted to get an Emmy, whatever. It's fucking wrestling. Stick with wrestling. Stop trying to go after an Emmy. But one return that I did not expect, Kaitlyn, Celeste Bonin, is returning.
Wait a minute, Credo. Don't fucking fast forward through that topic. You want to know my personal opinion?
Okay.
Honestly?
I didn't know. I was just kind of flitting over that news.
Listen, if I'm not mistaken, is Linda McMahon not on the president's
small business? She's a small business.
Yeah, small business thing in his cabinet. Yeah. Well, dude, Why do you think they didn't get a nomination? Hollywood is very full, and I know
I did not think about that, honestly. I didn't even think about that.
Not like fucking politics, but let's be honest. I mean, Hollywood is very leftist. It's very liberal, and they'll do anything to shit on Trump and anybody who supports him or works for him.
It's because he's a WWE Hall of Famer, right?
Of course.
That's why. That's why people hate him, because he's a WWE Hall of Famer. That's my opinion.
I didn't even think about that, though, honestly. I was just like, whatever, it's just that Emmys thing. But, I didn't even honestly think about that to where, I wonder what they would have with mentioning her and that. And that is interesting. And, we're going to have to tell our kids one day. We went to we saw a president get inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, which is another great story. So, either way. But, yeah, that is true. That's a good question of why they didn't get
You're
anything.
welcome. You're fucking welcome. This
go.
is why the show's interesting. Big Daddy looks for the big seizures, goddammit, which made absolutely no
You're
sense.
looking for the big seizures?
Seizures, yeah. I used the wrong word.
Well,
I was freestyling.
We don't condone anybody to have any seizures voluntarily.
Well, there you go. Well, speaking of big seizures, Celeste Bonin is returning to the WWE for the second annual Mae Young Classic. Guys, what do you think about this
That
return?
ass will put somebody in a seizure.
Kaitlyn left to where she was a Divas champion, but she wasn't. She was a good wrestler, I thought, at the time. She wasn't your typical diva. But when she left, she went on some diet. I don't know what she did. She did her own clothing line, and she definitely enhanced her body a little bit, I guess. I don't know how you want to frame that. Definitely a lot of pictures leaked online. We saw a lot
Are you asking if her tits are fake?
Well, we saw
Just come right out and say it.
We've seen a lot of Kaitlyn since she's left, but she's returning for the Mae Young Classic. Guys, do you expect any other names or any other former divas or whomever to return for this?
We got a few of them last year. I mean, who was the one girl that was in CM Punk's Straight Edge Society? She came back for that last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the hell was her name?
I forgot.
Exactly.
It's crazy. Cooter, I remember a couple of years ago, you showed me a picture of this girl, and I'm like, holy shit, this fucking chick is hot. Like, who is she? And you told me, oh, it's Celeste, Kaitlyn from the WWE, and I'm like, no, that's not her. That's not her.
That was the main event Mark days, bro, and that's
what happens when you leave the WWE. Holy shit! Like she looks, and I didn't really watch the video much. I saw it on my timeline of them, introducing that she's going to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see it? Is it updated videos and pictures of her recently before they did anything, or is it just his old clips that they pulled out?
I haven't seen it yet. Because that was the funny thing. Kaitlyn sent me the link, and I started laughing because you know who the first person I thought of when I saw that news was Ajime, our good friend from Indiana there, because he hated Kaitlyn. I used to razz him for 20 minutes live on air, and it would just be, so what do you think of Celeste Bonin's ass this week, or what do you think about this picture? Because to him, she just looked too manly because she was so strong. I didn't give a shit either. I thought she was hot as a motherfucker, hot as a piss.
Turns me on. I love a chick that has some muscle on her.
Yeah,
not too manly, but just perfect definition. Oh, that shit turns me on, man.
And you know who I would love to see in the Mae Young Classic as a surprise entrant? If we bring back a past star like that, I would love to see. Oh, god damn it,
Bull Nakano?
No, she was Tara in TNA. I forgot what her WWE name was.
Victoria,
that's correct.
The best hits in the world.
Oh my god.
Okay, guys, so I'm just everybody listening. If you have not seen Victoria's new pics, I suggest you go out of your way. Don't hesitate. Go out of your way because she has the nicest tits I think I've ever fucking seen. Those things are beautiful. They deserve its own title.
Many different. There was pictures of her taking the D, bro. I was surprised.
You know what? Those tits are amazing.
The internet.
Go out of your way, wrestling fans. Don't go to the Hall of Fame. Don't go to the Hall of Fame. Spend your time watching videos and pictures of Victoria. That would definitely be a better time.
There you go. Well, speaking
I digress.
Speaking of the women, the WWE officials are internally discussing the idea of presenting an all-women's event for the main roster talent in the fall. As you may recall, women were not allowed to participate at the Greatest Royal Rumble event earlier this year in Saudi Arabia. So I was just telling Pro Wrestling Sheet that the company might make up for this controversial decision. However, as an idea of an all-women show taking place in late September, October is seriously being kicked around by higher-ups. So, hey, we might see an all-women pay-per-view. Are you interested in something like that? Are the girls going to have to turn it up a notch that night to kind of show them why they're, I don't know, in the spot that they are?
I think we have a lot of women on that roster that if you give them the opportunity and you don't limit them, I think they can kill it. I mean, if you combine, we all seen what Sasha and Bayley can do when you give them the time and you don't limit them and you don't put them in stupid storylines. I mean, they had one of the greatest matches I've ever seen live. And you have Becky Lynch, you have Charlotte, you have Asuka. And then you have girls down in NXT. I mean, you could really make this into a big deal. And I think they could pull it off. You just pull the strings back, let these girls go, and I think this event can actually do something big. And I think this is the WWE saying, well, we fucked up before. Let's make it good, so we don't get protesting about how we're pushing a women's revolution and then we're not bringing them to this country.
All right, time out, man. This fuck an event, an all women's event. I've been saying this for years, honestly. Why don't we just have an all woman show? Honestly, you have the talent. I said for the longest time I would love to see NXT split up into two separate shows because they have the talent. They have enough talent for the women. They have enough talent for the guys, and I'd like one of the things that I like about NXT is something, Mike, you've always said. It's the fact that you don't see the same guy every week, but sometimes I feel like I don't see enough of certain people. Like on the main roster, people are getting lost in the cracks, and I don't like that. And I think if you take that out, you separate the women from that. It gives an extra spot to the men, and it gives women more exposure overall. Because on NXT, you're getting what? One women's match a week out of what, maybe 3 or 4 matches that you're getting a week. It kind of sucks. I think they would kill it on an all-woman show, and it's one event.
My only thing is with that is I don't think an all-women show would benefit as much as just one night, one special event, because you're adding more WWE content that we have to fucking watch. Like now, I'm watching Raw, SmackDown, NXT, 205 Live, and now you're giving me another weekly show that I have to devote my time to.
But you don't have to. A lot of
fans are probably feel the same way. Like, it's honestly, like, I probably won't go out of my way to watch it on demand.
Well,
but if it's a Sunday night and it's a special event, I can sit down and watch it. But I'm not going to tune in every week for an all-women's show. It's like bringing Glow back.
Yeah.
First off, here's the thing. We watch all these wrestling shows because we want to stay up to date because we do this podcast, okay? I guarantee you in the weeks where we're off, dude, I'm picking and choosing what I'm watching. We're watching all these shows because we feel like we have to be prepared for this show. Otherwise, if it was up to me, and I've been saying this for weeks, the most enjoyable stuff is the stuff from the network alone. I enjoy 205 Live, which I think is the best live show WWE does every week. That's my opinion.
Are you going to devote another hour of your time? Your busy schedule?
No, but I might stop watching Raw because it's been that fucking atrocious. So if you give me an hour of women's wrestling, I would gladly rather watch an hour of women's wrestling if it's a quality product as opposed to 3 hours of repeats of what happened in the first hour from Raw. Of course I would.
If that's how you feel. I don't feel that way. I think a special event would be fine.
You love Raw. You bitch about
I don't love Raw. I'm just saying that I wouldn't give another hour of my time. I already have a busy schedule. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way. Like, a special event on a Sunday, yeah, absolutely. But not another weekly show I got to watch.
Well, it'd be interesting to see if they do stagger the times to where, we got 3 hours on Raw, 2 hours on SmackDown, hour NXT, hour 205 Live. It's where not everything maybe even needs to be an hour. Do a half-hour show here, half-hour here, then you got this one. If they stagger the times, it'll be good. But, yeah, when they start racking up the hours of now your weekly wrestling schedule just for WWE is like more than 2 days to watch in 7 days or something, it's crazy. So,
Malone, you're your own worst enemy in the sense where you just shit on your own argument from before, where you talk about Brock Lesnar being a draw, and he's going to draw money to the UFC. WWE doesn't have that superstar. Like, I mean, all right, they have the Ronda Rousey and they're not using her properly, but I mean, what they have to do is they have to keep adding content to grab every little tiny niche that fucking wrestling has. There are some people who only like cruiserweights. There are some people who actually just want to watch women's wrestling. There are some people who want to watch fucking NXT and they only watch NXT. The more programming that they add to that network benefits them because it's all about subscription.
And that's cool. The other people that want to watch that's fine. But I won't go out of my way for it. A special event, yes. I'm not going to add another hour of wrestling. I'm already watching wrestling on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and then on Thursday nights, which is right now, I'm with you guys. And that Fridays, I ain't watching. I mean, it's going to be tough for me to watch SmackDown when they move to Fridays because I'm always busy. Saturdays, I don't want to watch anything unless it's NXT TakeOver. And then Sundays is usually my day to just chill unless there's a pay-per-view. I don't want to devote another hour of my time to a show that I don't think it's going to lose its lackluster after a while. I think one special event is good.
But here we go. Hale Collins, Poughkeepsie. Let's talk to him, see what's going on. All right, stopping by today, we have Poughkeepsie's own Hale Collins, the now. Hale, man, how's it going?
What's going on, Steve? Things going well. Got some opportunities coming my way.
That's right.
So I got Saturday. I'm in Troy wrestling. Shane Alden. He's been over Ring of Honor a couple of times. He's starting to make some noise. He's a little creepy guy, and I wrestled him once before, but he's definitely a strange character. He's definitely unpredictable. So, I don't know what he has in store for me on Saturday, but I'm going to try to be ahead of the game.
No, yeah, for sure, man. And that's right. Everybody listening right now, northeastwrestling.com. We're going to be in Troy, New York at the Joseph L. Bruno Stadium, July 14th. Wrestling Under the Stars, kicking off a summer full of these stadium shows, man. And it's so great that they're outdoors, and you can't beat it. It's summertime, you're outside, pro wrestling. What could be better? Now, Hale, man, a lot's been up to since your partner Vik has been injured. You've been doing the solo thing for a little bit now. You've had Kasey Catal in your corner helping you out. What can you say about Kasey and maybe just the last few months of what you've been doing with Northeast Wrestling?
Well, Vik and I kind of reached out to Kasey before he got injured, and we were gonna start this whole thing of this whole now generation, and but then he got hurt, so I gotta continue on with the plans. And Kasey Catal has been awesome. She's been living in the now. She's a tough girl. Because she wrestled Asuka on Raw. She took that. She took the kicks and she took them like a champ. And in the future, hopefully, she can wrestle her again and show her what's up. But as of now, she's with me, and we're really trying to make some noise in Northeast Wrestling. And I feel like we have, and I feel like people are seeing that we're really doing something, and people are catching the eye, and I really appreciate her, her drive. She definitely has a lot of drive.
Sure, definitely been turning heads, definitely been making a name for herself. We did say, your partner Vik Dalishus was injured a few months ago, broke his leg. I just want to let everybody out there know, if you head on to GoFundMe.com, if you search Rob Begley, you'll find it. It's a little recovery fund to help him out, because life as a pro wrestler, right, Hale, people don't understand that, what happens in the ring, if you get hurt, you get injured, it takes a toll, man. It takes a toll on your body, and this is real life, man. Shit happens. So, unfortunately for Vik, he's out. He's still out, but people can go there, help him out, check out his recovery fund. But, Hale, we said you're doing the whole solo act right now. You got Kasey Catal in your corner. The show must go on. The Now is definitely forging ahead this summer. We talked about the show this weekend, Wrestling Under the Stars tour, but that isn't the end. You have a lot of shows coming up, and we're going to get to something that's close to home pretty soon, about Wappingers Falls coming over to the Dutchess Stadium. But before we get to that, I want to talk a little bit more about this. Hale, you've had the experience. You've wrestled at these outdoor stadium shows. Is there an advantage? Is there something good about just wrestling outdoors at night at like these stadiums? Because it's definitely a unique experience. It's not the same old wrestling show indoors, right?
Yeah, well, it's definitely different. It depends on the weather, to be honest with you. Like, if it's 100 degrees out, that you definitely got to think differently. If it's if it's a lot cooler, like you don't want to, like I don't want to, you just got to think differently how you are in the ring, so you don't get, I would say, I'm not sure how to say it, but like maybe blown up. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
So you have to be very, very conditioned to wrestle outside, because it's very unpredictable, because you don't know what you're walking into. So, and another thing is like the fans, like they have to be, like, I'm not saying they have to be extra loud because there's no echo.
Yeah.
So you really gotta hear, you really gotta pay attention, and because you really want to feel the energy of the crowd.
No, for sure, yeah. I would tell. Yeah, and for everybody listening too, if you guys haven't seen it, you also wrestled just last month at Six Flags Great Adventure, and if for everybody listening don't understand, where are they wrestling at Six Flags over here in New Jersey? It was like, I believe it was the Batman Stunt Show arena. Like, they had the Batmobile back there. This is where they did the stunt show, and it was an outdoor arena, right? But the acoustics, the sound from inside, it was awesome, because on one side of the stadium they have like it's curved in or whatever, so the sound bounces.
It's like a half a dome, so like you could hear the roar of the crowd. And the Six Flags show is one of my favorites of all time, because what's better than going to a show, going on some roller coasters with a bunch of your boys and and girls and your fellow wrestlers, and then wrestling, and then if you're not, like, I was pretty beat up from Brad, so I didn't really go on any roller coasters afterwards, but beforehand it was a lot of fun, and the crowd was electric, like it was echoing, like it was just a lot of, like the Six Flags little arena they got going on was a lot of fun.
No, for sure, yeah. And we talked about the acoustics in there too, but what was surprising to me was that the turnout, if you will, because I figured, it's Six Flags, people are coming, they're going to go on the roller coasters, maybe they might stop and see the wrestling show, but they stopped in, they filled that arena, they stayed for, I believe it was like 3 hours or 2 hours or so, whatever show it was, at least 2 hours, I believe, and it was great. There's definitely the fan base down there that wanted to do more than roller coasters that day, so that was great. But you mentioned Brad Hollister, you're also going to be meeting him again in a fatal four-way match at Rage in the Cage for Northeast Wrestling on July 28th in Danbury, Connecticut. Brad Hollister versus yourself versus Randy Shorn and Christian Casanova. Hale Collins, what do you have to say for this match coming up?
Well, walking tonight, I see a lot of guys that are really good, and they're the up and coming stars, and I can't wait to get in there, and I want to be tested,
Yeah.
But I also really want to just beat the crap out of it too, same way. But like you're looking at some guys that are like very talented. They wrestle all the time. They're busy nonstop. And those are the guys I need to wrestle, because I want to show everybody that come August 4th, I'm ready. I'm ready for championship match.
That's right, Hale Collins. Yeah, August 4th, that's what we're all leading to, the end of the summer in August, or the beginning of August. It's pretty much the end of the summer as soon as you hit August. So, but this is a big match for you, Hale. I believe it's been just about 6 years or so since your last Northeast Wrestling Heavyweight Championship match at the Civic Center up here in Poughkeepsie. But you pretty much clawed your way through some of this roster, and now you have your shot at the Heavyweight Championship against Wrecking Ball Legursky. This dude's huge, man. He's a big guy. Reminds me a lot of like a Bam Bam Bigelow mixed with somebody. But I'm not going to say it's going to be an easy feat to capture the championship, Hale, but what do you have to say about your opponent this night? And just for the fans, I mean, I think we need to pack this arena to see your Heavyweight Championship match, especially with the roster on this card that night. I mean, you have Rey Mysterio in the house, King Kong Bundy, the Bullet Club Christian, Jack Swagger, Jerry the King Lawler, Jimmy Hart, Renee Young, Billy Gunn. This is a stacked card for any independent show, any wrestling show on the East Coast over here, and you have the Heavyweight Championship match. What do you have to say for that?
Well, like it's been like ever since like 6 years ago, when I wrestled WrestleFest, I believe it was 15, and I was in that that ladder match in the winter. I got to face the champion, who was Matt Taven, at the end. I busted my ass in that ladder match. I did whatever I could to win. And, you go down memory lane, and I won, and I got to wrestle Taven at the end. And things didn't really end up the way I wanted it to be, but for that split second, I did get that championship, title, and got taken away from me because of a referee decision. So that was 6 years ago, and it took 6 years to get that opportunity back. And I'm going to do whatever it takes. I know Wrecking Ball is a very, very tough human being, and he's fast. He's like 450 pounds, and he can move like a cruiserweight sometimes. And he's shrugs and knocks. He's been going through competition. He's undefeated for a long time. He turned flip inside out. So he's definitely a force to be reckoned with. But with the hometown crowd behind my back and that energy, I'm not really sure that he knows what's in store for him, because when he realizes all the people that are behind me, it might shake him up, and the Wrecking Ball might fall. And he really do his homework, because he better not take me lightly. That belt, that title, he'll be mine.
Sure. Now, and you have an amazing fan base up here in Poughkeepsie that now has a great fan base. You have a lot of fans. For any fans that might be on the fence about this show, I mean, this card is stacked. I don't know why you'd be on the fence about it, but any last words, maybe some of your fans out there to come see you that night? Because I know anytime you wrestle up here, the fans turn out for you. Any few words for the fans listening?
Well, it's been 6 years since I had a Northeast Wrestling World Championship match, so it's definitely something that doesn't come often. I busted my ass, and I have a lot of hate inside because of what happened to Vik. I have a lot of anger, and I've been taking it out on a lot of the competition, and it earned me a shot somehow, and that's cool. But I just want the fans to know I would really appreciate the support. If I ever needed them, now's the time.
We wish you nothing but the best, Hale. For anybody listening out there, I do understand, though, your Instagram has been blowing up, your Twitter has been blowing up. You definitely have reached the social media age, and I'm so proud of you, Hale Collins. Where can fans follow you and keep up with you from day to day? Because it's great to see you finally in this world. Because I think the last time we talked, we just got you started. Something happened. I don't know what happened, but the world can see Hale Collins now. Where can they find you?
You go to my Twitter page, Hale Collins on Twitter. I have Instagram. You go to Vik Hale Facebook. Also have a Hale Collins page. I was never really into social media. I'm kind of like a private person. I'm into my horror stuff and wrestling, and I don't really need that attention. But I really want to show people what I'm made of, and it's just a different day and age. And if you want to see my stuff, just check me out. And I'm just always living in the now, and everyone should, because that's the way of life.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much, everybody listening. NortheastWrestling.com. Hale, we'll see you this weekend and the following weeks to come. Good luck August 4th. We wish you nothing but the best.
I have a question.
Okay.
So this whole build-up with Bobby Lashley and Roman, did that lock you guys in to actually, have some interest in this match, or is it just something that we already know Roman's gonna win? Like, why are we even
I don't think so.
dipping with this? I mean, and granted, Bobby would be the right candidate to win this match, but did this whole feud and the build-up with these two, did this bring you in? Okay, I'm interested in a Roman match now, or is it something that you guys just really don't care for?
No, to me, it's I don't care for either of them, and by putting them together doesn't make me care for them even more than I did before. To where it does nothing for me. Don't get me wrong, they both have a great look. They both could be used in different ways. But I'm over the Roman show. This man, I believe somewhere I read he's had his 27th in a row main event match on either pay-per-view or TV or whatever, and that's more than I forget, a list of other superstars that. It's okay, we're done with your Roman experiment. I get to where he's good in certain aspects, but I don't care for him. I don't want to see him. I'm not tuning the channel to watch a Roman match. I'm tuning a channel to see what Brock Lesnar would do. I'm tuning to see, what some of these guys are going to do. But for Roman Reigns, I'm getting the same result. I don't really care for, and until something different happens, maybe I'll be interested, but putting them together, I don't really care. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to watch the match, but I don't care about it.
I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't care about the match there, but there are some things that are interesting about it to me. I think Bobby is far and beyond. God knows how much better he was than his first run in WWE. I think he's much better. I've enjoyed him in the ring. The boy can't cut a promo worth shit, but that's the problem for me. That's why I don't think I'm interested, because Roman tried his best to try to really make this worth something you want to see. I think Bobby needs a mouthpiece. I mean, I don't want to say a Paul Heyman, but I think he needs somebody to really be his Paul Heyman, because he's just terrible on the mic. And
I was going to go there, and I don't mean to cut you off, but when Bobby was in TNA, that was his best work.
Yeah.
He was great on the mic. He was great in the ring. He was a heel. But then they put him with MVP as his mouthpiece.
As his mouthpiece, that's
and
right.
It was perfect. Those two together were amazing. And I think that's what MVP was to Bobby in TNA is what Paul is to Brock. In WWE. I think they need to bring MVP back and maybe turn Bobby heel. But then again, I want to see Roman turned heel too. So it's with these two, it's tough for me. But like what Credo said, I'm still gonna watch the match. But I think the pull apart brawl was a little too much. I think they did way too much.
I was surprised at first, because those first couple of times, I mean, Bobby got that fucking clothesline on the outside.
Oh yeah, that
looked vicious. I mean, and that made it interesting to me. But they had to let Roman get his in too. You know what I mean? It was just dude, can you not make him look strong? If you didn't constantly make Roman look strong at the end of every segment, if you let Bobby have the upper hand on him, it makes it okay. Maybe I might want to watch this because it looks but no, you had to have Roman's song playing with him on the ramp, being the tough guy, and that just ruined the segment.
I think Vince loves his pull apart brawls, but I think this one just went on a little much longer than normal. The pull apart brawl with Samoa Joe and Brock was awesome because it was vicious, brutal, and it didn't last that long. The one with Taker and Brock a couple years ago.
Oh my God.
That was awesome because it was vicious, brutal, and then those lines they were saying at each other. I'm gonna kill you. I want to see you. Just the shit they were talking. It was perfect. This one, it just didn't have that same magic to me that everything else did. And it was weird too. Did you guys notice in the pull apart brawl that as they were trying to pull apart each other, Finn Balor just comes out of nowhere and just attacks Baron Corbin and then just goes back?
Yeah, that was so weird. What the fuck is going on?
Corey Graves called it out. I saw it before Corey Graves even called it out, but I saw just Balor come out of nowhere and attack Corbin from behind. And then he hit him from behind,
and then he
ran out of the ring, and then went back to like trying to break everything up. It was just odd to me. That stood out to me more than the actual brawl. Right. But that clothesline you brought up was actually pretty vicious. But it happened towards the tail end of it. That's something that should have happened in the beginning.
I was talking with a bunch of the other guys. What do you think are the odds that they close the show with this shit?
Oh, they're closing the show.
Well, you got Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins 30-minute Iron Man match, and you have AJ Styles versus Rusev. I don't know who's going to close the show, but I'll tell you those two matches, one of those I think are going to be at the top and bottom. I think...
Interesting fact somebody told me today. They have not closed a co-branded pay-per-view with the WWE title.
No,
since the brand split. Somebody told me that. I don't know if that's true or not, but I said, are you talking about since they've co-branded all the pay-per-views, or are you talking since the co-branded like Big Four? They have not closed the show with the WWE title match.
I think about it.
Wait, did Nakamura and AJ close?
I don't know. No. They had a lot of matches, but yeah, I don't know.
No, they didn't.
That's right, they didn't.
Well, you guys...
But I think the IC title actually opens the show.
I know. I'm thinking about the 30 minutes just to get it going, and then...
The best spots is to either be opening or closing.
Oh, that's what I said. I made the argument. You have to close with Rusev, AJ, but you have to have that hot opener, like you say, Mike. And I wouldn't put the Iron Man match first. I would go Shinsuke, Jeff Hardy, because I think that'll be a hot opener. Yeah. That's just my opinion, and I think you want to put the IC title towards the middle.
Here's my thing. You say Rusev and AJ to close the show.
Yeah, I say that.
So if you're going to close the show with that, does Rusev win the title?
Absolutely. If you close the show with that, I think you have to put the belt on him. Because, I mean, dude, the guy has been in that company for how many years? He's been pushed down for all the fucking stupid shit, leaking out his engagement, killing that Dolph Ziggler and Summer Rae angle that they had going on there. He's always getting himself in trouble. Dude, he's probably the most over person on the SmackDown roster.
And no matter what you give him, though, he turns it into gold. To where
you gave him a stupid fucking celebration that was supposed to be a one-time thing, Rusev Day, to that being his fucking gimmick.
Now here's my question.
Getting it over.
Now here's my question. Do you think they're pushing him too late?
Oh, you mean it's funny? I've made the same argument when Samoa Joe was in TNA. And, he should be heavyweight champion. They should be heavyweight champion. And then they pulled the trigger too late on him. And at that time, nobody cared. And Credo, I think you were in the building when he was champion. And they ran a house show TNA at the Mid-Hudson Civic Center. And it was half full. And nobody cared. Yeah. If you had done that 6 months earlier, that building would have been jam-packed because he was hot and he was on fire. And I think they waited too long. And I think in Rusev's case, because he's had that gimmick change and he's gotten this new sort of character over and he's got that Aiden English thing, I think it's still fresh enough to where they haven't waited too long. But I think if you wait another month or two, maybe 3 months, it's too late. Yeah. I think they're right at the end of that sweet spot. And if they don't do it now, they better not ever do it.
Yeah, with AJ Styles, I mean, he's a great champion. He's a model champion. He's the champion of champions, right? So he's great at what he does, but at the same time, it's like, all right, I'm
at the point where I want to see a face. Yeah, I want to see a face chase the belt.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to I love. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I loved him. This is his second reign as WWE champion. So I mean, it's been a great one. But I don't think keeping it on him is going to do anybody any justice. I think just move that belt around. We need to see somebody different, and especially with the fans behind somebody, can we at least listen to the fans once and see what happens?
You know who I want to see with that title? You guys talk about the face chasing somebody. And then Cooter, you literally just brought him up, is Samoa Joe. I think.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he hasn't been on TV, I don't think, in a while.
Is he injured? I was wondering that.
No, he beat up Ty Dillinger on WWE.com. That's what they're doing with him right now. Other than that, like I think, you look at SmackDown's roster. You got, Nakamura, AJ, Samoa Joe, Daniel Bryan. I mean, those top 4 guys. That's not even including guys like Jeff Hardy or Cien Almas. Those top 4. I think Samoa Joe should be the guy who takes that title and just runs wild with it until WrestleMania. I think that's your beast on SmackDown right there.
I see. That's the thing, though, because he's more of a heel than anything else.
Yeah,
he really is.
That's why you put the title on him.
Well, if you're putting in the title at Rusev, you don't want him being a transitional champion.
No, I'm not talking about Rusev. I'm just talking about somehow, some way.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
The belt on Samoa Joe, whether he beats AJ for that title, and you bring it all the way till WrestleMania.
He needs some kind of belt. Even if you gave him the U.S. title and let him be a beast with that and have faces chase him. I mean, that to me, because he's my favorite type of heel. He's not that whiny little pussy where, he does all these heelish tactics. He just goes in there and beats the fuck out of you and looks good doing it.
And real quick, and we'll get back onto Extreme Rules, but you know who I think needs to win the U.S. title? The guy who needs to defeat Jeff Hardy is Cien Almas. I think he needs to be the guy that beats Jeff Hardy and gets that U.S. title strap. I think that would be amazing.
He's so talented. That match he had, that was probably one of my favorite matches on SmackDown, believe it or not, was Almas and Sin Cara. Yeah, I just gave Sin Cara match of the week on SmackDown.
Character-wise, it should be Almas that beats Jeff Hardy. Right. Moving along.
There you go. Well, guys, we usually do. We're not like every other wrestling podcast. We're another wrestling podcast.
Don't act like you haven't done it before. We've done the whole card rundown.
Well, yes, we've done the whole card rundown, but instead of taking up 10 minutes, 20 minutes for every match, let me see a match that's happening, and I want you to give your 2 cents, yay or nay, it sucks, gonna watch it, whatever. As brief as possible. We'll get through some of these, and then see what else is happening. So there's a kickoff show match, the New Day versus Sanity, a tables match, guys. Yay, nay, what?
Here's an interesting thing. Has anybody noticed that it's Extreme Rules and there's not many matches with Extreme Rules, and the one that has like an Extreme Rules type of thing is on the pre-show? So yeah,
they just call it gimmick rules because every match is a gimmick match.
Not every match.
The WWE title isn't. I don't know. We're going off the subject.
No, but you're talking about the pay-per-view, right? Look at that card. There's maybe 3 gimmick matches. It's the tables match. There's the women's title match, I believe, is Extreme Rules.
You got a
steel cage match.
Shark cage match with
James Ellsworth, something to make Credo puke. That's just what we need. The only thing extreme about that match is Credo puking, looking at James Ellsworth's white ass.
Well, I think pre-show match. I think if they give him enough time, yeah, I'm for it. It just Sanity's entrance. I mean, with all that camera zoom in, zoom out, that could give somebody a seizure. That's just someone an epilepsy.
You just said we don't like to give people seizures.
It's not us giving them the seizure. It's WWE and their camera work.
Exactly.
All right. Well, yay or nay? Is that even worth checking out a pre-show match or no?
Of course, but I think it should be on the main fucking card, and you should put fucking Corbin and Finn Balor on there because nobody gives a fuck about that match. Let's be honest.
That's not a gimmick match either.
That's another one that's not. None of them are. There's like 3 matches on the card that are.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I'm a big Balor fan, that match goes on the pre-show. It has to.
Horrible match for poor Finn Balor, Baron Corbin, Constipated Corbin, we'll call him, whatever. How about the Raw Tag Team Championship match, the B Team versus the leaders of the world?
Nay.
Nothing happening. Now we're gonna see the
tag team titles. There's no gimmick in that one either.
Just the B Team, nothing happening. All right, well we
got thing.
You got the SmackDown one, the Bludgeon Brothers versus Team Hell No, making a return. Poor Daniel Bryan. You like it? You want to see it? What?
Yeah, I'm for it. I think it has this nostalgic feeling. Strike while the iron's hot, because in a month or 2, this Team Hell No gimmick is just not going to work.
All right.
Yeah, Kane will be behind a desk. lighting up a cigar. You know,
that's how you write off Kane. He's just talking one day. He's like, I gotta go. I gotta kind of run for governor, and just leaves.
All right. Well, you got the United States Championship up for grabs against Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy, the champion. Now, Shinsuke's had multiple WWE Championship matches this year, to which he failed all of them somehow or some way. Do we give Shinsuke the United States Championship as a thank you for just jobbing out to AJ Styles, or what are we doing with Shinsuke?
if he loses this match, he should just kill himself and go back to Japan.
Because the Japanese guy is going to win the U.S. title.
Oh, God. Don't get him started.
Yeah, we can't get it started.
I don't want to hear people crying.
Speed round.
Speed round. All right, well, we got that. Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens in a steel cage match. Yay, nay.
I forgot that was a steel cage match. I'm for it, and I hope Kevin Owens kicks his fucking ass.
Ooh.
I hope he somehow finds a way to win that match.
That'd be great.
Kevin Owens is going to win. I mean, it's the perfect way for him to win. They could make him win with Strowman still looking strong. Like Strowman goes to throw him through a fucking cage, or they do the classic JBL, how he beat the Big Show in an extreme cage match where he got chokeslammed through the ring and JBL just crawled out from underneath.
That was the fucking razor wire steel cage match.
And they could do all sorts of way where Kevin Owens can get his ass whooped but still win this match without
somehow find a way for him to win
without making Braun look weak.
Not even that, or at least even that doesn't matter to me. You're never gonna make Braun look weak. A loss in any way, shape, or form doesn't really hurt Braun Strowman. He's just too over. But I mean, if you did something and you wanted to continue this storyline somehow, make him do something that earns Braun's respect, or he won't fuck with him no more. No more bullying.
Hey, you know what? Fuck this. Braun's an asshole. He really is. Because he poor fucking Kevin Owens goes and extends his hand after fucking Money in the Bank where he fucking beat the shit out of him, threw him off of a fucking 20-foot ladder. The next day, Kevin Owens goes and tries to be this fucking guy's friend, and Braun is a fucking asshole. They're talking about anti-bullying. This motherfucker is bullying a poor little fat kid who loves Shania Twain.
From Canada.
And he didn't have to go to rehab or fucking, mentoring or whatever bullshit.
It's fucking Braun Strowman.
Oh, great. Another Dr. Shelby segment. Like, we haven't had enough of that, you fucking dick.
All right, well, the SmackDown Women's Championship, Carmella versus Asuka with James Ellsworth and Shark Cage.
Moving on, yeah.
All right. How about, can I give you the Raw Women's Championship, Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax? Another match between these two.
An Extreme Rules match, if I'm not mistaken.
Not interested.
This is like the third one, bro. I'm kind of over it because these two just don't have any chemistry.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're just making it Extreme Rules. Ooh, you're gonna hit her with a kendo stick. Ooh, she's gonna use the chair, and Nia's gonna just catch it. Like enough.
All right. Well, we mentioned Roman and Bobby. Well, you got the IC Championship, the 30-minute Iron Man match, Ziggler versus Rollins.
That I want to see.
That should be good. That should definitely start off the show good, if that's where they want to put it. But at the end of the day, that's your Extreme Rules, guys.
Let me ask you a question, though. Before we close out Extreme Rules. Has anybody ever done what I've done for, like, the last two pay-per-views? It's like, okay, you know what you want to see, and you just wait till the next night to watch them, and just so you can fast forward it. Because, you know what, even WWE pay-per-views, I'm tired of sitting through them with all their stupid backstage segments. I'm starting to fast forward through pay-per-views.
I watch. I multitask. I don't really watch, but I'm watching while I'm working on my computer, while I'm whatever. So, I don't know. I'm watching it somehow.
Yeah, I'll have it on in the background unless it's a match that I'm looking forward to watching.
Well, there you go, guys. Extreme Rules happening. Another wrestling podcast, as always. AnotherWrestlingPodcast.com. Follow Angry Cooter on Twitter. Me and Minority Mike. Find us online.
Don't follow me on Twitter. Don't.
No, follow him and then mention him in 20,000. Yeah, just do it, guys.
Everything you're doing.
Don't tug your pecker, Mike. You fucking asshole.
I told everybody like a week or two ago not to follow, not to mention @Angry Cooter.
And guess what? They did. So fuck you.
I'm telling everybody now. Just do it. I mean, if you want to get cursed at on Twitter or anything like that, I dare you guys do it.
I can't do that. No, you know what? I'm just gonna block everybody. I'm gonna be like Goldust and block anybody who follows.
You should block me. Let's play the gimmick.
Block party.
Please, yeah, block Mike Colon.
Join the block party.
Yeah, yeah. So I can be on that great list with Vince Russo.
You guys remember when Randy Orton had that Legend Killer Tour T-shirt? It was like frontal advisory. I have one. It was on the back. It had a checklist of all the fucking people that he freaking took out, like Booker T, Harley Race, all that. I should how about a shirt, like a parental advisory shirt, kind of like that, and on the back it's just a checklist. Everybody that fucking blocked me, those assholes.
Well, there you go, guys.
He's gonna get blocked by his
ProWrestlingTees.com. Another wrestling podcast.
Oh, don't worry. And on Saturday, I am handing over a draft for the official Angry Cooter Don't Tug Your Pecker T-shirt.
There you go. Great, guys. Well, check us out. Buy the shirts. Support the show, will ya? We'll see you next week.
Bitches.
The measuring stick just changed around here, buddy. You're looking at
the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
They think they got the answers. I change the question.
The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better. These are the best in the world, brother. These are the best at what they do. When we talk about the legends of the sport, there's only two in my book.
Another wrestling podcast.
another wrestling podcast. Now can you dig that, sucker?